Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Tammy Talks here. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 3, Hasta Letitia, Baby. If you're new here, I break down TV shows and pop culture one video at a time. So even though I haven't been talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, I am watching the show. So I have been watching the show, but it's not, I don't know, it's not giving what it used to give. Mainly because I don't want to hear about Martell and Melody and him wanting to get her back. I don't. I liked it better when they actually did stuff outside of argue. We want drama, right? We do want drama with reality TV, but there has to be some type of balance. So, some type of balance, all right? So, this episode, I didn't even take notes because I feel like, why? Top of the dome, I can do this. So it starts off where the last episode left off, where Kiki and Tisha are still at this kickboxing event, this very manufactured, fake, scripted scene where they're sitting down talking after kickboxing, and Tisha and Kiki are going back and forth about, well, you did this to me, well, you did this to me, well, you did this, you did this. So we find out the breakdown of their relationship as cousins, as friends, really, because they'll always be cousins. The breakdown of their relationship as cousins happened when, Kiki was on, was it Peel she was on? She showed up to Tisha's house. Tisha was pregnant at the time. Kiki told her, F you and F the baby during a heated argument. Tisha then said that she had a C-section and Kiki was coming over underneath the guise of, I'm coming to see the baby, but she was taking her pain pills from her. So that's where their relationship started to break down. Kiki then went on to say that, Tisha hurt her because she took away her best friend. It was a lot of, I don't want to call it lip service, but like I said, it just seemed very, very scripted to me, to say the least. So Kiki apologized in her confessional. She said that she wasn't herself during that time, and hopefully it will not happen again, God willing, because we don't know the future. So they both apologize to each other, and they decide to be more mindful of each other and of each other's feelings and personal business moving forward. We then get a scene with Marceau and his father. So his father comes to see Black. I don't think we've ever seen Mr. Scott, but he comes to see Black, and they sit down to talk while they're having a cigar. And Marceau's father tells him that, when they were kids, the reason that he worked Christmas and Thanksgiving is because, you get more money. You get time and a half. Some places give you double time for a holiday. But he's telling Marceau, I did that because I needed the money. You have the money. You have the life that you can be enjoying your wife with, enjoying your kids. Some kids are getting older. We have seen these kids grow up. MJ looked big as hell. You know what I mean? Like, the kids are getting older. Your wife is going to start graying. And, like, I got what he meant. Like, you're immersing yourself so full into work because you want to make the money when you can afford to take a step back now and enjoy your life. So it puts a bug into Marceau's ear, at least enough for this episode. So we think of Keisha and Timmy. Kimmy and Tisha. So we think of Kimmy and Tisha. They are meeting at a coffee shop. And Marceau, the reason they're meeting at a coffee shop is because Marceau has taken on a new business partner. And while he did that, he kicked Tisha out of his office so that this guy can come in and have the office space. I said, Tisha, you dumb. There's no way that I'm going to be majority owner of a business and not have office space there because my husband doesn't respect me enough. But whatever, girl. You've been dealing with it for this long. Go forth and prosper. So she's talking to Kimmy, and they're talking about how this worked. And Kimmy is like, me and Maurice, we have arguments. Y'all just see the other side of it. We don't sit and argue in front of everybody and put our business on Front Street. It's basically what they're saying. While they're sitting there conversing, Melody calls Kimmy, and she's trying to invite Kimmy to she's seeing if she can get massages. Are you okay to get a massage? Does that work for you? While she's there with Tisha, Tisha was like, hey, let me talk to her. Tisha invites Melody to this like spa day. I said, now you want a spa day? But I thought y'all were just going to do something else. Nonetheless, she invites Melody so that she wants to bring the group together. Like, Love and Marriage Huntsville has been getting a lot of flack because there's so much drama and infighting that the show is not even enjoyable anymore. When you're watching a reality show, there has to at least be one or two moments in an episode where we are laughing, where we're having fun. It all can't be constant shade, drama, infighting. Your husband's a cheater. You're a cheater. Everyone's a cheater. You're stalking her. I want to get back with her. This outside baby. You might have an outside baby. We don't want to keep hearing about that. So they're going to get everybody together. I know this had to come from production or Carlos. Tisha, you're going to invite Melody to this damn event. So they're all going to go get together so they can have a little spa day. Melody tells her, okay, thank you. And then tells Kimmy, I was thinking about getting a massage. I'll let you know. So we then get a scene with Marceau at the house with Tisha and the kids. So while Marceau is at the house with Tisha and the kids, he's playing chess with the kids. Tisha's making dinner. They sit down to eat, and because Marceau has to be Marceau, he then says, hey guys, do you guys like when mommy cooks? Don't you wish she could cook more? She wants to go work rather than cook for you guys. So then their daughters are like, what about you? On some, you could be cooking for us too. So he is like kind of taken aback by that. And then his son, MJ, is like, I would never let my spouse talk to me like that. And Marceau was like, you're supposed to be on my side. No, your son, MJ, is looking, Marceau Jr. is looking at the way that you treat his mother, and he knows that it's not the type of man he wants to be. You are setting a terrible precedent. And that typically goes one of two ways. Either the son in the house grows up to feel that he is above his wife and he can talk to his wife and rule his wife in that household and follow in your footsteps. And now we have a generational pattern and curse. Or it goes the other route, which hopefully MJ goes, where he sees the disrespect that his mother endured and he knows that he never wants to do that to his mother. So it's going to go one or two ways. But once the kids get up and leave the table, Tisha brings up this whole situation with Scott and this guy that came in. Long story short, Marceau basically told her, you're the owner, you need to be sitting back and letting me, as like the director of operations, run everything. And it didn't matter if it's your space or not, because you weren't bringing in any commerce. You sitting in that desk, you're not making any money, so it really doesn't matter. And it's hard to feel sorry for Tisha because you have allowed this. Honestly, I don't think Tisha even cares, to be real. I think Tisha is just going along with this scenario, wanting to make a big deal about this scenario because the audience has. I don't think Tisha even really cares about this, but Tisha's saying how her feelings were hurt and how it's disrespectful to her. By her being the owner, she should know everything that's going on, whereas Marceau feels that she doesn't need to know what's going on because Robert Kraft, who I believe is the owner of the Patriots, is not out there, actually on the field throwing 15-yard passes. That is wildly different. Y'all are a company of maybe what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. Tisha should absolutely be involved in the hiring, the firing, and she should know what's going on in the day-to-day. Why? Because y'all live in the same damn house. That's why. It's not hard. Y'all live in the same house. So then we finally get to Tisha's little spa day party. They get there. Kiki's energy is wild, right? So they get there. Tisha has these little robes where everybody has their name on there. And Kiki comes in and Stormy is like, damn, y'all look alike. Like, y'all got the same, like, wow, y'all are really, really Cousins. And that is always funny to me because my cousins on my dad's side, I look just like some of them. I have at least 3 or 4 cousins on my dad's side that we look so much alike. Not as strong as Tisha and Kiki and the other cousin from last week, but look enough alike. So Kiki is like, that's a compliment. You should want to look like me, girl. And like Kiki's energy, you can tell she was trying to be playful with it, but it was coming across very strong. To me, at least, it was coming across wild strong. So Tiffany, who I don't like Tiffany, that shouldn't be a secret. If you watched any of my recaps from last season, I don't see it for Tiffany. I don't like her. I think she sticks her nose into business where it doesn't belong. And I think she likes to kick up a lot of shit. So Tiffany is like, if I put this sock on my hand, can it be a puppet? And everybody is looking at her like, wow. So Tisha is feeding off of Tiffany's energy, and she's like, nah, and you about to get kicked out. So you can see Tiffany is like, okay, maybe we're not in a playing mood. Melody gets there, and I don't want to say the energy shifted, but you can tell that Stormy is kind of like, I don't know how we gonna be. Y'all are co-workers, girl. Melody just clocked into work. So the way that you interact with your co-workers, the way that I interact with my co-workers at work, we're co-workers. We're friends within these 8 hours that we are here. When we close our laptops, when y'all go and punch out and walk back to your car and y'all take the mic off, y'all are no longer co-workers. Y'all are back to your individual lives. The sooner that Stormy understands that, the happier Stormy will be shooting and filming the show. It's very simple. So Melody comes in and everybody's having a little fun banter. They're going to separate the ladies. So 3 are going to go do a sound bath, and the 3 are going to go and start getting massages and look like they're doing some type of like face therapy. It couldn't have been a facial because they still had their makeup on. So it must be some type of like face therapy, we'll call it. So Melody, Stormy, and Tiffany go to the sound bath. While they're in there, you can tell Stormy is on some, well, I don't think we friends because I don't have her phone number type boom. Whereas Tiffany is like, it's hard being around Kiki. I don't want to be around Kiki. If you'll cross your family, you'll cross me. Because at your party, and Melody is like, this is nice. Isn't this a nice room? Mm-hmm. This, look at the colors. Look at that. Like, and it's kind of obvious this is not the venue. I'm not here on no mess. But it's like Tiffany is always on go. Tiffany said, I need to earn my check the best way that I can. The best way I know to earn my check is by being messy boots. At any expense, I'm going to constantly be messy for no reason. So Stormy is in her confessional, and it's like, it's clear that Melody doesn't want to have anything to do with this conversation. She should just say, dang, I don't want to talk about this. And I kind of feel like, why do people ignore context clues? If you're sitting here trying to be messy and talk about Kiki, who's just in the next room, and this person is not engaging and not feeding into it, get the hint. Why do you want to talk about Kiki right now? You've been around this lady. Y'all have been at stuff. Why do you want to have this issue with her right now? You could have called Melody and said that. But whatever. So while this is going on in the other room, where it's Tisha, Kimmy, and Kiki, Tisha and Kiki get into, Kimmy and Kiki get into a little back and forth where they're going back and forth about, well, you only threw me under the bus. You didn't say what everybody else said. And Kimmy is like, no, I definitely said what everybody said at the party. I said something about you because I thought it was wild that you being her cousin are going to be sitting in Melody's house talking about her. So yes, that's how that went. It's not hard to figure out. So in the midst of that, it then turns into, well, Stormy said this, and Stormy said that, and Stormy did this, and Stormy did that. So now Stormy is on some, why is my name being brought up? Because y'all are so loud that she hears y'all through the walls. You know why? Because we're just in a studio where the walls are probably thin. So now Melody, Tiffany, and Stormy go into the next room, and all 6 ladies are there. Kiki, and Stormy comes in on some, so why am I getting brought up? What's my name doing up in it? So then it turns to Kiki and Tiffany going back and forth. And Tiffany is like, well, I don't want to be around you because of how you were talking about your cousin and blah, blah, blah. And Kiki told her, your problem is you're always talking about stuff and you don't know what you're talking about. Tiffany then says, I always know what I'm talking about. I cannot stand Tiffany, y'all. I don't see it for Tiffany. I feel like Tiffany is grasping and reaching and pulling and scratching and surviving, trying to stay on this show, that she is willing to come out and stir drama. This could have been an event that went off without a hitch. We couldn't get one event that went smoothly. Because what Tiffany is failing to realize, you will never have main character energy on this show. It's always going to be the Scotts 2.0, and the now divorced Holtz. It will always be the 6 of them that is the comeback group, that is going to work together, that's going to do all that stuff. Y'all will never be into the in crowd. Tiffany started a bunch of mess for no reason. Then we know later on in the season, she's going to overstep her bounds again. And now your husband got to come in and get rah-rah and beat on his chest when it comes to the other men, because now you doing too much. Why is Tiffany even back this season? Tiffany really could have been gone with Destiny, to be real. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys on the flip.